Hello and welcome. Sugosha Media Private Limited presents a daily dose of aerospace and defense news from India and the world. I am your host Shanti Kubir, presenting you the news for today. The major headlines: India and the US on the verge of signing a mega defense deal to facilitate HAL partnership with General Electric for jointly manufacturing indigenous jet engines of fighter aircraft. Government launched the Electronics Repair Services Outsourcing (ERSO) pilot initiative on 31st May 23. Government has decided to invite new applications for setting up of semiconductor fabs and display fabs in India from June 1st under the modified Semicon India program. MH-60R multi-role helicopter undertakes maiden landing on the indigenously designed and constructed aircraft carrier INS Vikrant. India-EU Global Gateway Conference to explore possibilities of boosting connectivity investments in India's northeastern states and with India's neighbors. Godrej Aerospace engines power NVS-01 satellite. US Army may ask defense industry to disclose AI algorithms. GM Defense and Black Sage sign teaming agreement to develop CUAS solution. Biker Inc.'s deal with Accelon to supply common aperture targeting system. The news in detail. India and the US are on the verge of signing a mega defense deal to facilitate HAL partnership with General Electric for jointly manufacturing indigenous jet engines of fighter aircraft. While the partnership initially will be for aviation engines, it will eventually extend to those powering Indian military ships. The plan is to manufacture the GEF414 engine, which was shortlisted by India in 2010 to power the Mark II version of the indigenous light combat aircraft Tejas, which currently comes with GEF404 engine. Once its production starts in India, the GEF414 will power all future fighter jets, including the Tejas Mark II, Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft AMCA, as well as the indigenous twin-engine deck-based fighter for the Indian Navy. The F414 is an afterburning turbofan engine in the 22,000-pound thrust class of engines. The Boeing Super Hornets and the Gripen fighter jets are among those aircraft that run on this engine, while those fitted on board the AMCA is likely to be a newer version of higher thrust class. The 100% transfer of technology to India has the potential to pave the way for future joint design, development, and manufacture of more powerful engines. The government has launched the ERSO pilot initiative to validate certain transformational policy and process changes to make India the repair capital of the world. Demonstrating true commitment to the growth of industry, METI, CBIC, DGFT, and MOEF and CC converged with industry to effect transformational policy and process changes that would make India the most attractive repair destination for ICT products globally. Over the next 5 years, India's ERSO industry is likely to fetch India up to $20 billion in revenue and also generate millions of jobs. The policy and process changes required for ERSO have been introduced over the last few months by different departments of the government after in-depth discussions with the repair industry and are being validated for their efficacy and efficiency through a limited pilot that has been launched. The pilot is being held in Bangalore and will be run for a period of 3 months commencing from 1st June. Five companies, namely Flex, Lenovo, CTDI, R-Logic, and Afforserve, have volunteered for the pilot. Post the pilot, a detailed assessment will be carried out and modifications made in the process and policy as necessary. The government has decided to invite new applications for setting up of semiconductor fabs and display fabs in India from 1st June under the modified Semicon India program. The applications will be received by India's Semiconductor Mission, the designated nodal agency entrusted with the responsibility of implementing the modified Semicon India program for development of semiconductors and display manufacturing ecosystem in India. Under the modified program, fiscal incentive of 50% of the project cost is available to companies, consortia, joint ventures for setting up of semiconductor fabs in India of any node, including mature nodes. Similarly, fiscal incentive of 50% of the project cost is available for setting up of display fabs of specified technologies in India. The application window of modified scheme for setting up of compound semiconductors, silicon photonics, sensor fab, discrete semiconductor fabs, and semiconductor ATMP OSAT facilities in India is open till December 24. Application window of design linked incentive scheme is also open till December 24. Till date, 26 applications have been received under DLI scheme and 5 applications have been granted approval. MH-60R multi-role helicopter undertook a maiden landing on the indigenously designed and constructed aircraft carrier INS Vikrant. Earlier this month, the MH-60R helicopter, in another milestone for the Navy, had landed for the first time on an indigenously built destroyer INS Kolkata. For the Indian Navy, such successful landings are important as they enhance the anti-submarine warfare capability. I have to start it again, I think. The launch of NVS-01, the inaugural satellite in the second generation navigation satellite series by Indian Space Research Organisation ISRO, makes a significant milestone in India's regional satellite navigation system NAVIC, comparable to GPS. It was launched earlier this week using a GSLV rocket with a cryogenic upper stage and powered by 7 engines provided by Godrej Aerospace to ISRO for this mission. The engines have been built indigenously by Godrej Aerospace India. 3 L-40 Vikas engines, one GS2 Contour engine, one CUS engine, and 2 steering engines. US Army officials are considering asking companies to give them an inside look at the artificial intelligence algorithms they use to better understand their provenance and potential cybersecurity weak spots. The nascent AI bill of materials effort would be similar to existing software bill of material practices or SBOMs, the comprehensive list of ingredients and dependencies that make up software. In the words of Young Bang, the Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Army for Acquisition, Logistics and Technology, we are toying with the notion of an AI BOM, and that's because really we are looking at things from a risk perspective. Just like we are securing our supply chain, semiconductors, components, subcomponents, we are also thinking about that from a digital perspective. So we are looking at software, data, and AI. GM Defense and Blackstage Technologies announced a teaming agreement to explore the development of a counter unmanned aerial system solution for use on GM Defense military vehicles provided to global defense and government customers at Canadian Association of Defense and Security Industries 2023. The two companies will collaborate on the research, development, and market viability of a CUAS solution on properties such as the infantry squad vehicle. Turkish defense company Aselon and drone manufacturer Baykar Makina signed a new contract worth $17.6 million for the delivery of the electro-optical system. Deliveries will be made in 23-24 within the scope of the order. That's all the news for today. Thank you and have a great day.